Hey y'all, happy Thursday, and welcome back to another live segment. I am just really getting settled, to be honest. It's 1:08 and I'm a little late, but it's all good. I'm here, and hopefully, I won't take up too much time today because I have quite a bit to do before my next thing. But happy Thursday, y'all. We are moving through the week, moving through the year. It's August. Was it August the last time I went live? No, it was not. It was the last day of July. So happy August for those of you who are celebrating August this week, the first full week of August, just like me. And welcome back to another live. I'm still trying to catch my breath. I had a hair appointment this morning, was able to make myself breakfast right before the hair appointment. Once I left there, I had to go meet my boyfriend because I left some things at his house, and thankfully he was nice enough to meet me halfway. Because literally just came from his house last night and left some things, and I did not have time to go all the way back to his house after my hair appointment because then I would have been extremely late to this. Once I left him picking up those things, I then had to stop at Target to pick up a few things because I knew I wasn't going to have time to do it later. And I needed what I needed right now. And now I'm here. So, yeah, y'all, it's been a lot, but thankful to be here. Again, happy August and happy Thursday. We are moving through the CEO Stylist traits, and today we are on number 5. That means we have 2 more weeks left because there are 7 total that we're focusing on. There are a lot more CEO Stylist traits that I believe exist, but I really wanted to just focus on these top 7. And I hope you all have been enjoying this series. I may take a break after this series, to be honest with y'all. I have not been consistent with sending out emails either. So I'm going to get back on that today. That's on my to-do list, my long to-do list for today, as y'all can see. So I will work on that. If you are on my mailing list, maybe you feel like you've been missing these sessions and I have not been reminding y'all. So yeah, I wanted to send out an email earlier today to remind y'all, but I just did not have time. But thankfully, this will always be available for y'all to watch. So we love YouTube for that because once something is posted, unless you delete it, it lives there. So we love that. But for those of you who don't know me, before we get started, my name is Kristen Johnson. I'm the CEO and founder of Project Style University, where I help first generation personal stylists turn their love for styling, their passion for styling, into a profitable business. I do that through one-on-one coaching, group coaching, mentorship, and these YouTube live segments and videos. If you look at the Hey Stylist tab, then you'll see a plethora of videos where I'm providing tips, advice, and all the things when it comes to building a business as a CEO stylist and building a business by faith. Because that's what this is all about. And honestly, you cannot do business successfully without God, regardless of what it looks like. So I am here. I am a living witness, and I'm excited to go live today. Once I wipe my nose, I don't know what's going on. I don't think I'm getting sick, but I've been having like some nasal stuff happening. And yeah. So please forgive me. And of course, it wants to like go all in while I'm live. But anyway, today's topic, organization. Organization, being organized. One of the top CEO stylist traits is organization. And you cannot be successful at this styling thing if you are not organized. And it's like, oh, Kristen, I mean, that's an obvious thing. Yeah, I mean, it is obvious. And everybody should be organized, but everybody is not organized. And everybody doesn't come into this industry thinking like, oh, I have to be organized. I have to keep track of my clients. I have to keep track of my expenses. I have to know what's coming up, what's already been done. I have to organize things and do all the things just to make sure that I stay on track. Nobody's thinking about that. Everybody just wants to be a stylist and start their business. So when I talk about organization, and I have a couple of speaking points today, I have about 4. I mean, really making sure that you know how to do everything in your business, you know how to from start to finish, and you have everything that you need in order to run your business by yourself. Because I've been running my businesses, to be honest with you, I have three by myself. And although I'm unable to, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm unable to provide energy to all three businesses at the same time. I stay organized with all three by just keeping track of everything, making sure that I have the Google Docs, the Excel sheets, everything is labeled. I have a sheet with all of my login information to everything. I know as far as expenses, when things are coming out, when things are going in. And I'm old school. So, like I said, I keep track of everything through Excel and Google Docs. At one point, I did have QuickBooks, which I plan on getting again. But it's important to utilize, your these apps and things to keep you organized. But once those apps crash, or if anything happens where you can't afford to pay for the app, it's so important that you know what's going on manually in the back end as well. So even without QuickBooks, I'm able to keep track of my expenses and keep track of, what's going on with my finances without having QuickBooks. So, y'all, that's what we're going to talk about today because y'all have to be organized in order for this to work. So, point number one, organization creates capacity for growth. So, you cannot expect to grow and scale and get more clients and make more money and do all these things if you can't keep track of what you already have going on. If you can't keep organized what you already have going on. When you're disorganized, you leave money on the table and opportunities slip through the cracks. Y'all, like every single client that I'm following up with and reaching out with, I make sure that I have their name, their email, however I met them, whatever it is, on an Excel sheet. And I also have the date of when I reached out. So I know, like, all right, the last time I reached out was this time. I'm going to give her a week and reach out again. This is exactly why I have a planner. Like I said, I'm old school. So although I do have some things in my calendar, I have reminders of events, reminders of client meetings, reminders of calls, all in my calendar. There are certain things that I write down in my planner because I check this thing every single day. So I'll have an Excel sheet, like I said, and I'll put the date of when I followed up with a client last. But then I'll also put in my planner when I'm going to follow up with that client again. And if you're, digital, you love technology, you can put it in your calendar on your phone to remind you to follow up with that person again. But I know for me, although I check my calendar every day, I only check my calendar for certain things. And I can put to follow up with that person that day, but I honestly may forget because I only check my calendar, a couple of different times throughout the day, and that's it. But if I write it in my planner, I know that it's something I need to do that day and it needs to be crossed off. So that reminds me that it's been done. So you have to be organized and you have to use what you have. Sometimes, you won't always have a team. You won't always have an assistant or somebody to lean on to remind you or to write things down. So when you start to do it yourself, it becomes a lot easier. At least for me, it becomes a lot easier. And eventually you'll have some type of, cadence going on or some type of, I don't want to say strategy because that's not what I mean, but some type of like, um, I don't know the word, y'all. I can't think right now. But once you start to like run your business yourself, you'll be able to grasp the concept and continue to do it the way that works for you consistently. And you'll find ways to be quicker about doing things. You'll find ways to be a lot more efficient when doing things, when you do it yourself and you continue to do it yourself. So I don't have a team right now. It's literally just me. So I'm responsible for everything. If I miss a meeting, it's on me. If I miss a client, it's on me. So I do my best to do my part and everything else falls into place after that. Systems, that's what I wanted. That's my next point. Systems, schedules, and processes make room for more clients and bigger projects. So again, even if you don't have clients right now, make sure you are preparing your business for when the clients do come. You should already have systems in place. So when a client does reach out to you, you know what to do. What's the first step? What's the second step? What's the third step? What do you need to do to take your client through that journey so that way they can eventually become a client, and you're doing what you need to do. And or when they do become a client, you know those steps. So having everything set in place. My entire business is mapped out on a Google Doc from from step 1 all the way to step 100, however many steps I have. And I have email templates. I have things that I know that I'm going to need, to send out consistently. All of those things are prepped and ready to go. Everything is prepped and ready to go. So when boom, someone schedules a call, boom, add it to my calendar automatically. I have an email template for the email that they'll be getting, the day before, and then the day of. I schedule that out to go out. And we have our call. After that, they're ready to move forward. What's the next step? Boom, send them an email template for that. Boom, they already know what to do. In the email template, they have all the instructions. Like everything is laid out. And I'm not saying to sit back and do all of these things at one time. That can be a lot. That can be overwhelming. Take your time. All of these things for me were created over time. And I realized that I needed these things once I actually started going through the processes. Like, oh, okay, well, I know once this client reaches out, then I'm going to have to send them this email. So I've been doing that a lot. Why not just copy and paste the template here? So that way, when the next client reaches out, boom, I already know what to send them. Copy and paste. It's so easy. So you have to be organized. You have to have those systems in place, those schedules in place, those processes in place in order for this thing to work. Organized stylists build client trust. You want your clients to trust you. You want your clients to have a great experience working with you. And they can't do that if you're unorganized. They can't do that if you don't know what's going on, if you don't know what the next step is, if you are all over the place. Your client is investing in you because they believe that you can help them. They believe that you're an expert in what it is that you're saying that you can do. But if you can't actually execute and do what you're saying, then they're not going to have a great experience. Clients feel secure when your communication, timelines, and deliverables are clear. So you have to be clear. So when I say clear, even when it comes down to what you're offering them, sorry y'all, I was going to say projects, but that's not what I wanted to say. Your packages, your offers, what does that all include? You have to be specific. How many looks is that person receiving? How many pieces is that person receiving? How much of your time is that person receiving? What else are they receiving when they invest in that package or that offer? Everything needs to be mapped out so they know. And when everything is mapped out and it's clear about what it is that you're offering and what it is that your client is receiving from you, then it's a lot easier to close the sale. But if you're confused, if you don't really know what's going on, if you don't really know what's included, if you're not clear on that, then they're not clear on whether or not they want to invest in you. So you have to have all of that written down. And when I say written down, I'm digital. So I have everything in a Google Doc. And what I love is that Google Doc, or anything on Gmail, the whole Gmail suite, the whole Google suite is an app. So I can access my Google Docs on my computer, but I can also access them on my phone if I'm on the go. And it's an easy copy and paste. It's an easy, let me check and just make sure I know what's included. And let me not put my foot in my mouth. So having those tools and having those systems in place really helps to build the client's trust. Tools like contracts, client portals, and style guides elevate your professionalism. So some of the apps that I use Dubsado, which is, I don't know if they're an app, but I use them on my computer. That is where I house all of my contracts, my proposals, my invoices, everything is there. That's a monthly fee of $40 a month. I also keep track of all of my clients in there, but outside of that, I'm manual with things. So I also have all of my clients on an Excel sheet, which is connected to my email. Also have Excel as an app on my phone. So I'm able to keep up with every person that actually becomes a client. I have leads in my Excel sheet as well. So people who may end up becoming a client or someone who inquired, I have those in my Excel sheet too. But then I have another tab in my Excel sheet of people who actually invested in one of my offers or packages. Also, I use ConvertKit. So that is where, well, it's called Kit now, but that is where I send out all of my emails and all of my email blasts. And in ConvertKit, I have different tags. So tags help to segment your audience, the people who have subscribed to your mailing list. And I have a segment for my actual styling clients. Also have a segment for people who have either downloaded something free from me, scheduled a call with me, or inquired about my services. They're in a completely different tab. And for those people who have become clients of mine, they get different emails than the people who haven't become a client of mine. So using tools and automations to help you to run your business as a solopreneur. And even when you build a team, you can introduce your team members to these tools so that way they can help you run your business with ease. So moving on to number 3, content and marketing organization drives visibility. So we all want more clients, right? We all want to make more money, right? But we have to put ourselves out there. We have to be visible. We have to create content, post content, and promote and market our businesses, promote and market ourselves. And we have to be organized about that because otherwise it won't get done. So for me, yes, I'm organized on the administrative part, but a part of that administration is also, or a part of that administrative part is also marketing. So I also have another Google Doc with all of the content ideas and all of the captions, even ideas for YouTube lives and LinkedIn lives, because I also go live on LinkedIn as well. Everything is there. Everything is there. So it's important to, again, be organized, not just with your clients and with your finances and with your email marketing, but also with your social media marketing and your content creation. I'm actually in the middle of doing, not in the middle, we kind of just started, we're 7 days in, of a 30-day content challenge. And with that, I have to be organized in order for this to work. I can't just go at it willy-nilly or just randomly. Like, it has to make sense. Now, I do want to say that it's important to have a plan, but if you end up deviating away from that plan, that's okay too. You can always come back to it. So for me, I have all of my ideas mapped out for 30 days. Honestly, like 31 or 32 days. I have all of my ideas for what I want to post mapped out, right? And I stuck to those ideas up until, I want to say, yesterday. I posted something different than what I had planned. And I just added it to my list of ideas. I added it to my content calendar. So that way I could stay on track. So today I'm going to finish up that post that I posted yesterday as part 2. I plan on doing that today so that I can have a post for today. And then tomorrow I'll pick back up where I left off. But you have to have a plan to even deviate from to do that. If you don't have a plan, if you don't have anything mapped out, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be confused and you're going to think this is impossible. Honestly, even with having a plan, I'm still very overwhelmed. Yesterday, it took me all day to create the content that I posted. It took me all day. And I wasn't just literally working on it all day. I had meetings, I had sessions, I went live, I had calls. Like, did I go live? No, I didn't go live. That was Tuesday. So it was just a lot going on. But I still managed to get it done. And I still managed to post the content. Because I'm committed to this 30-day challenge. I'm committed to it. I already told people I was doing it. So if I don't do it, to me, I look crazy. But it's also pushing me. It's pushing me out of my comfort zone. It's pushing me to do something that I've, never really done before. I've never done this. As much as I post on social media and am considered visible, maybe to some of you, I've never posted every day for 30 days straight. But I'm committed. And because I'm committed, I have a plan and I'm ready to go. And my next point is, planning your social media, emails, and marketing efforts in advance to stay consistent and attract your ideal clients. You have to plan it out. Create a content calendar or batch days to avoid last minute stress. It's stressful when you don't plan. You are stressed when you do not plan. I know for a fact because I experienced it. You could say you're going to do all these things. You could say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But if you don't plan it, it's not going to happen. It's not. So I set aside time to plan out my content calendar for 30 days with the help of ChatGPT. So if you feel like you need help or some type of guidance, use your resources. It's free to use ChatGPT. And what I did is that I wrote in there what the type of content was that I wanted to post and what I was doing and the goal of this content challenge for me. And then I also already had ideas on what I wanted to post. So once it gave me the list of topics, I started to pull from it what I thought, interests me and what I thought was important for me to post. And then I added in what I wanted to share. I added in what I already had. And I created my own unique posting calendar. And no, it wasn't super easy, but it's doable. So moving on to the last point, because we are at time. Start small. Systemize everything over time. So start small. Don't feel like you got to sit back and tackle all of these things at one time. I believe I said that earlier. Take baby steps. Prioritize what's the most important and leave what's the least important to the end. Set deadlines for yourself if you need to. You don't need a complex system to get organized. Even small steps like a client tracker, calendar reminders, or a shared folder system can change the game, y'all. I'm just organized at heart. Like, I literally can't do anything if I don't know what's next. If I don't know what I'm doing, if I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing next. And what you're doing next can change so easily and so quickly. But at least if I have an idea or an understanding of what is to come and what I'm doing in my business, I'm not worried about anybody else. I'm not worried about what so-and-so was doing, what so-and-so was posting, what times they're like, what platforms they're on. I'm not worried about all of that. I'm worried about what I'm doing. In your business, when it comes to running your business, you are the main character. So you have to do what's best for you. And then when you get clients, then they're top priority. And you have to do what's best for the client and also what makes sense for your business and how you run things. But you have to be organized, y'all. Y'all have to be organized and y'all have to use what you have. Invest in the tools that you need if you need to, but also see what you can use. See what you can have for free. There are a lot of tools that I pay for. But then there are some things I'm like, I can do this myself. Like, I'm good. But growth is knowing when you need help. Growth is knowing when, you need certain tools to get things done because you don't have the capacity to do it on your own. That's growth. I could type an email out with the help of ChatGPT and my ideas, but sending emails out manually, not doing that. I have a system to do that for me. And I like to schedule my emails because I'm not about to manually send emails out to a million people. I'm not doing that. So use what you have, but also see what's out there to assist you so that you can be efficient with what you're doing. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that y'all enjoyed this topic. Organization is key to the success of running a styling business as a CEO. And I want y'all to work on y'all organizational skills, because if not, then you may have to choose another. Honestly, There really isn't another another industry that you could be successful in or at if you're not organized. So it's it's no way around it. You have to be organized in order for anything to work. So I thank y'all for tuning in. If you have not considered being a part of Hey Stylist, it's a free community for stylists. Definitely make sure you join. The link is in the description box. So make sure that you read the description box of this live segment, and make sure you click on that link for Hey Stylist and join the community if you feel led. We are doing the content challenge together, so it is not too late to join us. Um, what else? There was something else I was going to add to this. Um, oh, obviously, if you love my live segments and you love the topics, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share this with anybody who you think is important for them to know about this. And also connect with me. Connect with me. Send me an email if you're interested in a one-on-one session. Definitely let me know. If you're interested in group coaching, let me know. I will be hosting more live workshops very, very soon. Everything that is all in the works. But aside from that, that's all I got for y'all today. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.